What's up, guys, and welcome back to Planners and Wine. My name is Myra.
And I am Megan. Welcome back, guys.
Welcome back to another week and a very special episode because one,
Yes.
we have our fellow Patreons in the building
Again, because they were just in the
again,
building like 2 weeks ago.
which is fine.
Yes.
It's fine. We love them. But
Yes.
it is also anniversary episode.
Yes, our 2-year anniversary. So as this episode comes out, the regular episode comes out on June the 9th. That is the official
Mhm.
2-year anniversary of Planners and Wine. We released our first episode on June the 9th, 2020. Can you
Yeah,
believe it? I can't
no.
believe it's already been 2 years.
I mean, even just thinking about what I was using in 2020, what I was thinking as far as a creator in 2020, it is so
Mhm.
different.
Mhm.
Like, because of this show, like all of y'all, I
Mhm.
wouldn't have known a lot of friendships that are like lifetime friendships now would not
Mhm.
have existed. So
Mhm.
I'm very grateful for this podcast.
Same. And then like I feel like my mentality when it comes to the planner community has just really changed so much over the
Good
past
or
2
bad?
years. It has in different ways. In different ways. I feel like
Yeah.
the past 2 years, especially in doing this podcast, has really kind of like opened my eyes. And I feel like it's maybe opened a lot of people's eyes to, a lot of things that go on in the planner community, a lot of the inequality. So obviously, the bad thing is really um black creators and people of color, queer creators feeling like sometimes we don't always have a place in this planner community, but then something good that's come out of it is us really making our place in the planner community and creating our table instead of just waiting
Mhm.
for a seat at somebody else's. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's definitely been it's sad, it's good and bad, but I think more good than bad for sure. For sure. I love it still.
Yeah, it's so amazing because it's like you said, we created our own table, and the people
Mhm.
that would not allow us to sit at theirs are now looking over at our table like, "Oh, what they got going over there?"
Mhm. Mhm.
So
Facts.
it's yeah, it's
That is
such a
facts.
very good vindicating feeling. But
Yes, it is. It is. And
yeah.
since we have our patrons in the building, we want to ask you guys, like, over the past 2 years of Planners and Wine, like, what are some things that you guys have loved about the show, appreciated about the show, any differences y'all think the show has made in your life or in the community? Let us know in the chat. And while y'all work on that, Myra, how has the show changed your life in the past 2 years?
um, it's made it more busy.
Mhm. For sure. For sure.
But on the better note, like I said, just meeting a lot more people, building relationships with people that I probably wouldn't even have crossed paths with.
Mhm.
Because y'all know where I come from, if y'all been following me for a while. There's honestly, I mean, other than you, I
Mhm.
probably wouldn't be talking to a lot of the people that I talk
Yeah.
to right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, it just really opened my eyes to how great this community is. And like I've
Mhm.
known that it was great, but like just the world outside of that inner circle that I was in before the show,
Mhm.
it just has opened me up. And like I said, I'm just so grateful for this
Mhm.
podcast because I just grateful for the people,
Yep.
honestly. Yeah.
Same. I think
Yeah.
so too. I think so too. Yeah, like in the past 2 years, like obviously this podcast made our friendship even closer than it ever was before, and I'm super
Hmm.
grateful to that. And it's also just opened us up to so many amazing people that who knows if we had would have been able to connect with them if not for the podcast. I feel like the podcast has brought so many amazing people into our lives, like through anybody listening to it, resharing it, hopping into our DMs to talk about it. Being on the show, we've become such good friends with guests that we've had on the show as well. Our Patreon community, we've developed some extremely important relationships within our Patreon community as well. And just the overwhelming amount of support that we've gotten for the podcast in the past 2 years has just been, more than we ever imagined. We definitely never imagined it would have such an impact. Like when we went to go wild and there were people literally coming up to us, crying to us, telling us about how important having this voice and this representation in this community was to them. Like that that was amazing. And that just really, really meant absolutely everything. It means absolutely everything to us. So yeah, it's like the podcast has definitely made life a lot more busy, but busy in a very, very good way. Like I can't remember life before Planners and Wine. I think it was, yeah, Raina said that in the chat
Mhm.
earlier. And I totally agree. I
Yeah.
totally agree.
Yeah. I mean, with this platform and like I think this is a message that we try to get across in each and every episode and just having this podcast in general is
Mhm.
like if there's a need for something, don't sit back and wait on somebody to create it for you.
Yes, absolutely.
You know, if there's something that you want to put out there into the world, something that you want to hear, do it.
Yep.
Step up and do it.
Mhm.
And you never know what could come out of it, but
Yeah.
nothing's going to come out of it if you just sit there and wait on somebody else to do it.
Absolutely, absolutely. So the patrons are chiming in. So Lisa, who happens to be one of our like OG patrons as well,
Yes.
like really with us from the beginning. Shout out to Lisa. She said, I mean, I came for the planner tea, but realized real quick that y'all are about so much more than planners between y'all's genuine conversations and life and what's happening in the world. Thank you, Lisa. We always got to
Okay,
get the
I'm
planner
so
tea.
happy you stick around.
Yes, but we have to have some, some substantial things in
Yeah.
there as well. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I think we have a good balance between like the tea and
Yeah.
like
It's
the
that
substantial
TikTok.
stuff. Yep,
It's balance, baby.
it's balanced. Yep, yep. Heather said, y'all made me much more aware of diversity issues in the community and opened my mind on how to really be an ally. That's amazing,
That
Heather.
is amazing for
That is
sure.
amazing. Yeah. And it's like we never it was never our intention to like help people be better allies or anything like that. But I feel like
Yeah.
it's kind of like a cool bonus that has come
Mhm.
out from the podcast. And I think it just speaks to how many people are open to having those conversations about race, those really tough conversations, and they just really didn't know where to go to really hear like, black women talking pretty not pretty candid about
Mhm.
like what is going on in the community as far as race and what is going on in the world as far as race. So I'm super super happy that we could be a part of that for you, Heather, and hopefully other people too. Danielle said, love that the show shares so much perspective. My number one memory was when y'all brought up the conversation of planning and consumerism. Oh, yeah. Yeah, and that was an OG. That was an OG episode, I
Mhm.
think. I'm pretty sure that was in the first, like, year or 6
Yeah.
months, and I feel like the show is such a time capsule for me and Myra's like experience in the planner community because obviously when we got into it, we were heavy, happy planner stands, happy planner down, buying all the stuff, driving around the city to every Joanne, every Michael's to find all the things. And it's like we kind of came to the realization close to the same time that we don't need all this stuff. It's just so much. It's like it's always something. It's giving you something that you always need more, that you never have enough. And it doesn't feel good. And it's like we just shared that on the show because we were going through
Yeah.
that in life, in real life.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And I think a lot of people kind of needed to hear that too.
Mhm.
Because it's so easy to get so caught up. Like if you're on Instagram or YouTube or Facebook, whatever, and you see all these people are finding these new releases and,
Mhm.
Happy Planner dropped this, whoever dropped that. It's so easy to get caught up in it, like, oh my God, I need to get it. I need to get it.
Yep.
But then you realize like you're not using it because by the time you get that one thing, something else has
Yep.
been released and now you're chasing that high.
Yep,
So
yep,
yeah.
exactly, exactly, and you're never satisfied, and you're never just giving yourself room to breathe and to enjoy what you have, and obviously, there is still crazy consumerism in the planner community, and
Yeah.
obviously, we still participate in it sometimes, but I feel like it's all about mindfulness, you
Mhm.
know what I'm saying, and just being aware, having that awareness of why do you want something before you purchase it. Veronica said, love getting perspectives from so many great people and their views on this community. It's helped me to see this community is more than just the small circle I was a part of before. Mm, that's
Yeah.
real.
So true. That's another thing too. Like, if you're not looking, like, you're just gonna think that that is the planner community. Like, for me, like, that happy planner little bubble within this
Mhm.
community, I just assumed that was the whole community.
Mhm.
And if I
Mhm.
would have ran on that, I would not be talking to y'all
Yeah.
today. So
100%.
so yeah, just get out there and just follow some different people, talk to
Yep.
some listen to some different people, whatever it is, just to get a different perspective.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I totally agree. Lisa said, the guests that y'all have given us so many lessons and gems that go beyond planners. Oh my gosh, the guests. Yes, especially we've had so many like shop owners and business owners and entrepreneurs on the show. And it's just like, I feel like the main lesson from all of those people, like Myra was saying earlier, is just put yourself out there and try it. Like whatever you want to do, like as long as you go in with the right intentions and the right reasons, like you just never know what could happen. And, so many great things come out of something that was so unexpected, just like this podcast. So
Mhm.
I love, love, love all the guests that we've had on the show and have truly learned so much from them. And that's exposed us to more people too, because then they're bringing, their audience into us and exposing our audience to them. It's been amazing.
Yeah. We pick good people to be on this show.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I
Mhm.
think so too. Yeah, the first year of the show, man, we had a lot of guests. Because when were we doing guests like every other week or 2 times a month or something like that? We had a lot in the beginning, so
Mhm.
we definitely talked to a lot of people, and we just didn't wanna. The reason why we kinda slowed down and just kinda put it to 1 a month is because it was just a lot. We just didn't wanna. The
Scheduling, yeah.
scheduling is very
Mhm.
tough when it comes to guests for sure. And then you want to kind of give that guest their time to shine. You know what I'm saying? And having
Yeah.
a lot of time between guests kind of gives that person more time to really get that exposure from being on the show and the people to be able to learn those lessons from them. So it's been great. And nobody has complained. So that's been a good thing too.
Yeah.
Heather said, also, I think Planner Getting made a huge impact on the whole community, y'all.
Yeah, for sure.
Flanagan blew us up. And, like I said, like
Like,
obviously
yeah.
success comes from a lot of hard work, but it also comes from some luck too. You know what I'm saying? And it's just
Yeah.
like I feel like when we started this podcast exactly 2 years ago, it was like a microcosm of timing and what was going on in the world, what was going on in the planet community, the need and the desire for black voices to be put more out there like front and center. And it's like, and that carried us obviously for the first couple of months, but that's not what kept people around.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Because eventually the Black Lives Matter posts started to slow down. The Black Creators Matter posts started to slow
Mhm.
down. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of like that spotlight that was really put on the Black community. It kind of faded. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people who cared so much 2 years ago really don't say it and show it like they did back then. But because of you guys, like we've still been able to stay relevant and stay important to the community regardless of that.
For sure. And I think that's a lesson. Like, I like how you said, like, yeah, it is a little bit of luck, but it's also a lot of bit of hard work.
Mhm.
So don't think you're just gonna be able to hop on the trend and ride
Mhm.
that. Like,
Mhm.
you may get a wave, but the only way to continue that momentum is that consistency,
Yep.
is a quality product.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, yeah, that did push us a bit. I think, like, what Planner Get It happened, maybe that was like our third ever episode, second
Mhm.
or third
2nd or
episode, like, it was
3rd.
very
Mhm.
early on.
Yep.
But yeah, yeah, that definitely pushed us, but it's definitely hard work and
Mhm.
consistency and quality. So if you're
Yep.
trying to do something, don't try
Yep.
to ride no wave. It's gonna
Mm-mm.
fade real quick.
Absolutely, absolutely. Kristen said, "Y'all seem very non-judgmental about the products your listeners use. You're empowering for people to use what works for them." Yeah, and
Yeah.
we definitely kind of felt like we needed to make that something that was said pretty much soon as we started. That
Mhm.
even if we don't love a company or agree with a company, don't think that they have the best morals or whatever it is, like anybody who wants to is still free to use it. Obviously, we're gonna still be honest about,
Mhm.
any issues within the company, but I don't feel like that's not necessarily a reflection of the people who are using those products. If that's what works for you and that's what you love, then use your faves. We just always implore people to be informed with their purchases and make sure they know who they're giving their money to, and if they're comfortable with that, more power to you.
Yeah, yeah, and I think that was something that was needed in this community too, because we
Mhm.
had a lot for many years, like, "Oh, if you don't use this, then you don't F with these people," you know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like, very happy planner, EC, whatever,
Mhm.
very in our own little world,
Mhm.
and kinda having those conversations that we had kinda, like, burst that bubble or, popped it a little bit to be like, "Hey,
Mhm.
who cares what you're using? We're gonna talk about what the company is doing, like, morals or whatever, but I don't care if you still use that
Yep.
planner, it doesn't that planner doesn't put any value on you as a person. Does it work for you? That's all that
Exactly.
matter."
Exactly. Yeah, and we're more than our planners. And
Mhm.
we're more than our planners anyway. So Raina said, I was looking for my people and I realized on day one of finding out about planners and why that this was my section of the planner community. Also, I rarely change my course system, so I'm here for planner hopping. Girl, we are the planner hoppers, okay? You gonna get all the planner hopping from us.
That's so true. That is so true. Yeah, we do a lot of hopping. I don't
Mhm.
know. We don't believe in brand loyalty over here if y'all haven't realized
Yeah.
already. Yeah, we
Yeah, we
don't care about
don't.
that.
We don't. We just
Yeah.
believe in what's working, what do I love, what is
Mhm.
giving the aesthetic that I'm going for at that moment in life.
Yeah.
Like, that's where we're into it for. Okay. Dr. Ebony. Oh my gosh, girl. We got a
Okay.
doctor in the house. Yes. She says, super new here, but with the 2 or 3 months that I have been listening, I have enjoyed the authentic conversation. I learned a lot about the planner community, but it's way more than that. Thank you so much
Mhm.
for joining us, and we are happy to have you and happy to hear that. And I think if me and Myra don't have any other goal, it is to always be authentic and 100% ourselves. And if we ever felt like we couldn't be ourselves anymore on this podcast, we wouldn't have podcasts. It would just be that simple. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that's really
Period.
important to us. Love it. Veronica said, and exposing us to new people is a big plus. I fell down the Archer and Olive rabbit hole because I loved hearing her on your show and her experience. Shout out to Bunny over at Archer and
Bonnie.
Olive.
Yeah, we love Bonnie.
She talks a lot about mental health on the Arch and Olive platform, and whenever she does things in the community. So, yeah, I'm super super happy that we've helped expose people to new things and new
Yeah,
products and
I
all that
take
stuff.
full responsibility for that A&O. We both take it.
Yes,
Great
yes,
company
great
to go
company.
down a rabbit hole.
Yes, for real, for real. Naomi said, I'm pretty alone in my plannerness here in Northern Ontario, Canada. So finding out not only a group of planners, but a group of like minded people that also happen to love planners has been wonderful. And Naomi, we keep telling you, if shit goes down in the US, you're not going to be alone because we're going to be at your
You are
house.
not alone.
But I love that because I feel like in this planner community, because we are like all over the US and the
Yeah,
world, like I feel like people can feel alone because everybody don't get lucky enough to be hanging out at Joanne or whatever and find a new planner friend, have somebody to hang out with in the city. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah, and
So,
I think we all really felt that in the pandemic too, like, we kinda are stuck in the house, so we are trying to look for that community,
mhm,
and, we came up out of the pandemic, so,
mhm, yep,
yeah.
exactly,
We're happy you're
exactly.
here.
Yes, we are. Raina said, yes, the Black Planner voice was everything and everything I needed. Yeah, she sent it too quick. And Daniela said, agree, Raina. I didn't see myself in the community until I found planners and wine.
This is what we be saying.
Mhm.
This is what we're
Mhm.
saying with these companies, these creators, like, we are here, and the
Mhm.
fact that we basically had to slap y'all up in the face with it
Mhm.
before y'all realize it is just unacceptable. And I'm
Mhm.
glad that it seems like the community is moving to a better place, but it shouldn't have taken that. It shouldn't
Yeah.
have taken that.
Yeah, yeah, but I feel like a lot of times, just I mean, not even in the planner community, but just in society and in the
Mhm.
world in general, like sometimes it takes something really big, like a very big catalyst to evoke change. You know what I'm saying? So everything happens for a reason, and as
Yeah.
unfortunate as all that stuff that happened in 2020 was, that happened. I feel like I can't speak for the world, but I definitely feel like it has made at least the planner community a better community for people of color, Black women in particular, a safer community for us, a community where we aren't so isolated, where we do feel like we can speak up and speak out and be ourselves. And we might still get judged. People still want to throw that bully word around, but who cares about them? We're ignoring them. They're not a factor. So yeah. Yeah, Heather
I had
said,
choice words. I
girl,
kept it to
same.
myself.
Trying to be nice. Heather said it was being real and unafraid, and that work y'all do that made Planner again have the impact that it had. And she said, or rather, it was the courage and bravery to speak up against the current culture. Yeah, sometimes it's tough. Sometimes it's really, really tough. You know what I'm saying? But you still just gotta, if it's important to you, then you gotta be able to stand on it. You know what I'm saying? What's that
Mhm.
saying? It's like if you stand for nothing, you'll fall for anything. I think is how it goes. Had you heard that one before, Myra?
I have heard that before.
Period.
Yeah, it's
Period.
not a South thing.
No. Oh
But
my
that's so
gosh.
true. That is so
Uh-huh.
true.
Yeah. Lisa said, finding planner friends in real life is a struggle. About to start dropping washi samples like bait in the planner aisles and Joanne's and Michael. That may work. That
That
might
might
work.
work because if I see a, Simply Gilded in my,
Hmm.
Joann's,
I'm gonna
I'm
follow the
finding who
trail.
left this.
I'm gonna
I'm
follow the
finding who
trail.
left this.
Yeah. Exactly. Have y'all seen, it's like a picture, and it's like a van, and it's like a book van, like a bookstore van, and it's basically like to lure like book lovers into it. Have you seen that? And it's like a
No.
meme. It's like a meme of like a van that has like a bookstore inside of it. And it's like a girl being like, oh, I would never get in a random van. And then she see the bookstore and she like, it's kind of like that, except like us,
Oh,
like a
so it's
like a
the
washi.
kidnap bag.
Yeah, except
Yeah,
for us, it would be like washi and stickers and planners and stuff. Like, okay, I'll get
I
in
would
that
definitely
van.
hop in that van. Mhm. Somebody make that.
Oh
That
my
that'll be a really
gosh.
good reel.
That would be
Danny?
so funny. Danny, where you at? Get on it. Get on it. Yes, yes. But yeah, guys, this past 2 years have just been absolutely amazing. And we wouldn't be anything without our amazing listeners, guests, sponsors, and more important than anybody, the patrons. We love you guys so much. And
Mhm.
we just always appreciate you guys' support and always showing up, month after month, coming to these things, coming to meetups, and like letting your support for us be known online. It just really means the world to us.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely because y'all
Mhm.
helping us get to this point. But
Mhm.
here's to another year. This year, second year has already started out so amazing. We still have the other
Mhm.
half to go. So
Mhm. Yep.
I'm excited. Excited for what we do.
Yep. Same. Same. So yeah, so let's go ahead and get into some show topics. So first things first, speaking of our peeps over there at Arch and Olive, they have a release coming out on June the 8th. They have another collaboration with Amy Tangerine. Shout out to Amy Tangerine, who we also had on the podcast, like in our first
Yes.
year. And it's some really beautiful new notebooks. So it's not, I know they usually do, I think at the end of the year, they have like an undated or sometimes a dated planner collab with
Hmm.
Amy Tangerine. So these are just notebooks. And they are
And they're
absolutely amazing.
gorgeous.
They are
Yeah.
so pretty. I don't need one, but I just want one. So
I'll probably buy one. I ain't even
yeah,
gonna hold you.
I think I probably will too. I think I will too. Yeah,
They are gorgeous.
they are very, very gorgeous. There are two of them as well. One of them is more of like a pastel kind of watercolor cover, and the other one is like a more like bold colorful one. But yeah, they're absolutely Beautiful. I still wish I was a bullet journaler so bad. Like, I think that's a goal for me. I want to really learn how, even though you don't have to brush letter or anything to be a bullet journaler, I personally would just want to be. I really think, I don't know, maybe whenever I get some time this year, next year, I really want to kind of focus on my lettering and making that look really pretty because, girl, once I can bujo, y'all not gonna be able to tell me nothing. Y'all are gonna get sick of me. Y'all are going to get sick of me. So, and I'm ready for that.
Yeah.
I
I
love
mean, I
it.
just kinda play around with Bujo, like, do, like, a little bit of memory keeping and stuff with
Mhm.
it, because I felt like the pressure of having to create a spread every
Mhm.
single week.
Mhm.
I mean, obviously, you probably could bulk it or whatever,
Mhm.
but, just having fun with it made
Mhm.
it that much more fun.
Mhm.
So, but yeah. Nobody
That's
ain't
true.
gotta see it. You don't have to have pretty
I
handwriting.
see it. I see
Oh
it.
my god.
Trust me, I've had this conversation with myself for 2 years about this. And I've tried and tried, and I have just come to terms with the fact that in order for me to bujo, it needs to be pretty. It needs to be aesthetic. I just can't help it. So that's what I'm going to work towards. Elisa has a fantastic idea in the chat. She says she is ready for the Arch and Olive Planners and Wine collab. Bunny and Nicola, if y'all
Bonnie.
are listening,
Yeah.
hit us up.
We gonna at y'all on
Right.
this podcast.
Right.
They like, "What the
We're
heck?"
just gonna blind copy them on the podcast.
Like, "Go listen to this one." That would be so
Right.
dope.
That would be amazing. But yeah, guys, let us know if y'all are able to hit up that collaboration and also support the Archer and Olive design team and use their links. Our girls, Jerica and Crystal, they are Archer and Olive design team members.
Mhm.
Follow them and use their links when this drops. This helps them a lot, and they're just people that we love, and obviously we want to support our fellow BIPOCs in all spaces all the time. So yeah,
Yeah.
definitely
I think
support them if
Allie's on
y'all
there
check this
too,
out.
right?
And Allie, yeah, shout out to Allie. So
Yeah.
yeah, use her link as well for sure. Because we love us some
Links on
according to
links on
Allie.
links. And if
Yes.
you're buying multiple times, like
Mhm.
I do, I just round robin.
Mhm.
So I don't know
Mhm.
who I'm on next. I got it on my Notion. That's one of my Notion pages.
That is so organized and cute. That is such a cute thing to keep up with. I
No, it's
love
a
that for
problem
you.
because why do I shop there so much? But
Well,
yeah, I do keep our links on the Notion sheet.
there you
Maybe I should
go.
share that.
Yep. Heather says she's gonna do like Danny does at some point and make it a junk journal and practice her letter and doodles in there. But then her perfectionist comes out. Alas, I feel you. I feel you.
Mhm.
Yep.
Just have fun.
Yep. Yep. Just have fun with it. It's easier said than done, though, Myra. Okay.
I mean, I'm just saying.
I want to have fun, but also have it look beautiful and aesthetic. Okay.
For you.
For
And if
me.
that's what you want for you,
Yep.
Meg and everybody listen, if that's what you want for you, you can do it.
All
Don't
about
let nobody tell you
choices.
nothing different.
Choices and options. Options and choices. Okay, so also, surprise, surprise, the Happy Planner has another Be Happy box coming out. I swear every time I go to
I
that
am shocked.
website, it's a new it's a new Be Happy box dropping. I swear. But this one, so as y'all hear it, it'll be out, but it comes out officially on June the 7th. And it is called Aloha Stitch Be Happy Box, and it is like a Lilo and Stitch, well, primarily Stitch, from the Disney movie Lilo and
Yeah,
Stitch Be Happy
Lilo wasn't
Box.
there.
Yeah, yeah. So I don't know
Well,
why they just focused on Stitch, but it's super, super cute. I really do like it.
I think the overall Lilo and Stitch fans mostly focus on Stitch.
I think that's probably why
'Cause
they
yeah,
just doubled down on
Stitch
Stitch.
is cute.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it's Stitch all over the place, including a whole Stitch like sticker book. So they have like a large sticker book, vinyl stickers, sticker patch, storage folder, snap in pin pouch, and also a happy notes. And there might be other stuff in there, but that's just the main stuff that they were highlighting on the website. So yeah.
I will say it is cute, but I
Mhm.
am a Stitch fan too.
Are you
Stitch
gonna
is
get it?
adorable. Absolutely not. Because I only want the stickers.
Oh, well, and why do they have the big sticker book? Why not just the regular size? I'm
Is
just
it
not
big?
into those big sticker books. Yeah. It's like the big square one.
Oh, I'm looking at the notebook, seeing if it was big. You talking about the
The
actual
sticker book.
stickers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the thing now with Happy Planner. I'm just not feeling that because it's something else to store. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
when you're so used and have all those sticker books that are a certain size already, now you have to
I mean,
create
their
another
sticker
storage place.
storages can't even fit those
Yeah.
sticker books, you
Maybe they
know?
got a new one. Who knows?
Maybe
New
so.
storage for it, but I don't know.
I'm still not feeling those big sticker books. I'm just not into them.
Oh, and I hate that they do this too. I'm looking at the sticker book now. I may not even want the stickers. They have those holographic sheets,
Mhm.
like half of the stickers that holographic, like how they did with the villains one.
Mhm.
I don't like that.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
It's too much. Like one or
Mhm.
two pages, cool, but half the sticker book, I don't
Who
like
is
that.
gonna use all those? Yeah.
It's given no shade. If you
Mhm.
like it, you love it. I'm here for it. But it's giving those Dollar Tree stickers
Mhm.
with the holographic, like, that really cheaps it down for me. Like,
Yeah,
I love holographic foil, but to have the whole page that holographic is given Dollar Tree.
I feel you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah, Caitlin said, not a huge Disney fan, but I'm loving the sticker patches, especially for like a Stony Clover Lane sort of pouch. Look, that would be very, very
That
cute.
I
And
do love this
I
pouch,
think
yeah,
every
this
once in a
patch.
while, Happy Planner will have some of the things that are in the Be Happy box available for individual sale. Like I'm thinking of like when they had like that gardening Be Happy box, and then later on you could get the sticker books individually. So maybe so, but they're not big on that. It's really just kind of whenever they feel like putting some extra stuff on the website, pretty much. But it would be
I'm
cool
look
if those were available individually, so you could just buy the pouches because those are
yeah.
kind of cool.
Yeah, that patch this patch is so cute.
Mhm.
It's like the sticker patch. And the vinyl stickers, like those are actually my favorite. I was feeling the stickers until I seen that half the sticker book was that holographic. But
Mhm.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah, they gotta drop that sticker patch
Yep.
separately some
I
kinda way.
know. I
That's cute.
know. Yep. Yes, guys. So let us know if y'all pick up that Be Happy box and let us know what y'all think about it. We would love to see
And send me the sticker
pictures.
patch if you don't want it. I'll drop the
Myra
PO
will
box.
take the sticker patch off your hands if you're looking for a way to get
It's
rid
so
of
cute.
it. Yep. And also, so this sale is going on right now from Moxie Life. I'm not 100% sure when it's going to end. I did not see an end date on their website for it. But that is the perk of being a patron because you are hearing it, while it's still going on for sure. But Moxie Life is having a huge sale right now. They are selling their dated yearly planners for $35. That is the absolute cheapest I have ever seen them. Sierra over there, Moxie Life said that they are never going to be that cheap or cheaper than that. So if you have been wanting to try a Moxie Life, this is the time. And also, everything else on the website that is not dated is 20% off right now. So definitely check
Yeah,
out that Moxie
that's
Life sale.
a really good sale. I feel like
It's a great sale.
35, like, if you've been thinking about it, wanting to try
Hmm.
it, I think that's the perfect price
I think so
to
too.
at
I
least try it.
I think so as well. Yeah, yeah, I totally think so too. And I think also I think Moxie Life just announced that they are now shipping to Canada. So Naomi, Brittany, any of our other Canadian friends, if you guys have been wanting to try Moxie Life, they are now shipping to Canada. So I'm just saying it's a great time. They got sales, they're shipping to Canada now. Go ahead and get on that. Get
Aw,
on that.
I didn't know they didn't ship to Canada.
Yeah, I don't know why. Maybe COVID or how expensive it is. I have no idea why they weren't. But My Life is still a pretty new company, so
Yeah.
I think that some things just come with time. So,
Yeah, they were still building. That makes
hmm
sense.
yep, yep, yep. So yeah, guys, let us know if y'all are gonna get anything from that sale. I think I'm good because I actually ended up getting another Moxie Life Daily. The last sale they had about a month or two ago, and I ended up picking up the Undated Daily for like 20% off then. So I still have another one of those in my back pocket if I decide to use that again. And that is, I mean, even though I hate dating stuff, that is the good thing about dated planners. You can really just use them whenever you want to. So,
Yeah, that's true.
mhm. Yep.
That is true.
Yep, yep, yep. But yeah, guys, do you think you're gonna be picking up anything like we mentioned? I know you're gonna get the Amy Tangerine journal. You said notes to the Be Happy box. Are you gonna get anything from this Moxie Life sale?
I was thinking the daily, but I don't know if I can do the price.
Mm,
I do like the daily duo. I ain't even gonna
mhm,
hold you. I'm fine with it. And then
mhm,
also it's 7 by 9, right? Their
mm-mm,
daily?
it's A5.
Oh.
Mhm.
Mm.
They don't have only thing they don't have available because 'cause it's been sold out forever is their A5 inserts. Because they do have the A5
Oh,
daily inserts that you can get, and you can punch them and put them in a half liter setup, or you can put them in the
yeah.
A5 setup if you want to, but they don't have those. They just have the spiral, A5 daily and
Now
the 6
that I
month 7
would
by
be
9.
interested in, and of
Mhm.
course it's sold out, but I would be
Mm.
interested in that because that would be pretty cool to have it on a dismount.
I
Yeah.
know, I know, I know. So yeah, if y'all are interested, definitely get on it because last time I looked, they only had 2 of the colors left for the daily date for the daily spiral one, and it was 4 originally. So have a feeling that people are probably jumping on those as well. But
Yeah.
yeah, let us know if y'all get anything. Yeah. And on that note, we're gonna take a quick break to hear from our sponsors, and we'll be right back. All right, guys. So we are back. And just in case you live under a rock and you have not heard us talk about this every single episode, you might be new tuning in. Check out our Patreon at plannersandwine.com. We do so many fun things with our patrons every single month. They are our absolute biggest supporters. And we would love for you to join us if you're interested. You get tons of bonus episodes, bonus content. We also have our new show called Shots that are available to specific tiers on our Patreon. It is a bi-monthly show, so definitely check that out and come on and join us. And then maybe you can be in our next live show in July. We would love to have you.
Yes, absolutely. Can't wait. We have fun over here, and it's a lot of good things coming down the pipeline. So
Hmm.
come join us.
Yep. Yep. Come join us. So yeah, so I guess what we wanted to talk about on this episode is it's kind of like a new way of coming up. It's like influencers who like talk bad about other influencers. Myra, do you want to kind of expand on this while
That's not what it said on the show
mute
note.
and sneeze? I okay, well you say it. I'm about to sneeze, I think. Hold on.
I don't want to get canceled by Apple. So we'll keep it clean. But yeah, I don't know. I've seen it a lot lately in this planner community too.
Hmm.
Specifically towards creators who are like trying to monetize their platforms.
Yeah.
It seems like a lot of other creators are kind of finding a niche off
Yeah.
of downplaying them or making it seem like they're bad. But
Hmm.
it's also like you are an influencer too.
And you know what? Especially since this is our 2-year anniversary, I think this is a great time to bring up one of the first bits of like negativity we got in reference from the podcast was a planner influencer hating on the fact that we had a Patreon community in the community. You know what I'm saying? And it was a long you remember old girl from 2 years ago?
Was it a happy planner person?
Yes, of course.
Oh, yeah.
Girl, now you know. Uh, absolutely, it was. Yeah, and so yeah, it's just I don't know. I feel like everybody who has a platform, you are free to use it the way that you want to use it. You know what I'm saying? But to judge people for how they use it is just nothing but hypocritical. And go ahead and read the comment that I know you about to read. Go ahead, because
I
I
was about to
saw it
say,
on your
Karina, I know
face.
you lying. I know you lying. They started their own? Nah, I got her blocked, so I wouldn't have known that.
I
I
know,
know
me
you
too.
lying. That's a joke.
And that's another layer
April
to it,
Fools.
because it's like, and that's the thing. It's just like you really have to be careful on what you publicly, judge people for, because people change and people evolve. And obviously, if this creator now has their own Patreon, clearly you changed, you evolved, and you opened your mind, but you still blocked by us
Yeah.
because of the thing that you are now able to profit from. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it's
Yeah.
weird. It's weird.
Yeah, it is weird. That that shook me. I'm
Mhm.
sorry.
Mhm.
Because it's like, I think people need to, speaking of people going back on their word, that's another person we had an issue with that completely went back on their word. But anywho, like, okay, maybe you don't understand it or maybe you don't get it, but to be like, "Oh, like you're a horrible person, like you're terrible, you need to quit."
Yeah.
Da da da. Da," And then you finally learn about it or want to monetize your own platform and turn around and do it. Like it just it's not a good look for you. It's not a good look for your brand.
Yeah.
So like why even do that? Like it even also I have a core group of people you can vent to.
Mhm.
I think that's a huge issue with the internet in general. A lot of people start posting stuff in their stories,
Mhm.
and this is stuff that you should be having with your core group of friends to kind
Mhm.
of vent to and work it out because everything isn't meant to be on a public platform.
At
Like,
1000%.
yeah,
Yeah, and it's like, I feel like, especially, like, with us, for instance, like, we obviously talk about a lot of things on our public platform, but we don't talk about a lot of things on our public platform at the exact same
mhm,
time. Like, the amount of things that we choose purposely not to discuss publicly that we discuss like amongst just each other or just our friends or hell even just you guys our patrons sometimes when we do like our lives like our Facebook lives that are
yeah,
private or whatever, you know what I'm saying, like everything is just not for public consumption, and especially to like openly bash other creators who are not hurting anybody. If people want to sign up for their service or whatever they got going on voluntarily, and if they want to spend their money on it, like who are you to tell them that it's not valuable,
mhm,
especially for that situation in particular, because it was a white creator telling black creators that what we're doing is not valuable, that our time is not valuable, that our work is not valuable, when obviously we already, especially early on in this community, we were not the people at the top of the brand's list to be talking to and sending stuff to. Hell, a lot of times we still not.
yeah,
You know what I'm
for
saying?
sure, yeah,
So it's like for if you hate for people to like openly hate on other people who are just trying to you know, get what they're worth and be able to really invest in themselves and have other people who want to invest in them and believe them. And like I said, for her to not even recognize the racial dynamics of that as well just speaks to the privilege, speaks to the entitlement. And it's not even just that person. It's a lot of people in this community, outside of this community, who have said similar things, not necessarily about us, but about the same things about creators who see the value in monetizing their platform in some way, you know?
yeah. I
Mhm. And you know
I'm
what? I think
so
a lot of
annoyed.
it comes from the notion that, you know, social media is not a real job. Still, it's kind of prevalent, but it's just weird when that comes from people who work in social media. So they are, it's one thing for people who don't work in social media to say that. They don't know the behind the scenes, they don't know the time and the patience and the editing and the crafting and the curating that goes into it. But when you do know that, all of that, and you're still hating on other people who want to get compensated for that time and dedication they're putting into it just because you don't feel the need to, it's just a weird flex. You know what I'm saying? And I can say my full-time job is working in social media. You know what I'm saying? And even for
Mhm.
people whose part-time job it is, side hustle, hobby, like it's clear it's a job. It is a job. There are people who are able to make very good livelihoods off of nothing but social media. So the fact that that still even is prevalent in the world, in the community, especially from other creators, is just absolutely baffling to me.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know if it's like a level of like jealousy or what. I
Mhm.
don't know, but or if you just truly don't understand. Sometimes I think like people who like kind of crap on Patreon just truly don't understand, especially when it is because specifically it's always sorry, it be y'all people. It's always white women who say stuff like, "Oh, Patreon shouldn't exist. Oh, I don't get it. It's a scam." Like, yeah, like we unfortunately people like us have to go to our audience to to monetize ourselves and to gather support so we
Mhm.
can keep creating whatever it is,
Mhm.
YouTube, podcast, whatever it is we're creating, because companies don't come to us. They come to
Mhm.
y'all.
Mhm. Yep.
So yeah, it's a scam to you because you can go directly to the company. We can't.
Exactly. Yep. That's so true. That's so true. Um, Rizzo said, "Wasn't that a YouTube thing a few years ago? Like people would start beefs for views, or there was one that was to get some hashtag canceled just for views. Was that a thing on YouTube? I know that that's happened a lot on YouTube, but I didn't know if it was like a full like was it a wave on YouTube for real to like get people
I feel
canceled?
like it was when YouTube, like that early 2010s
Yeah.
era.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely, definitely.
Mm. Mm. Lisa said, "For real, people need a group to bounce stuff off of." Yes, and you know what I'm saying. My thing is like everything is does just not have to be for public consumption. It's like if you can't find your group, y'all can hop in our DMs and be like, "Girl, can you believe this is happening in the planet community?" And we could be like, "Girl, oh, we can't believe it." But that doesn't mean we got to put it all in our
Yeah,
stories. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. Yeah, that's true too. I think Lisa is spot on. A lot of people need to have that outside non-public core group of
Mhm.
people, whether it's family, friends, or people
Mhm.
within the planner community that you can bounce stuff off of.
Yep.
People you can trust to bounce
Yes.
stuff off of.
And you know what? Dr. Ebony, because that's what I'm calling you because you're a doctor. She said that yes, people are so quick to talk to social media versus friends and family, but people are also looking for likes that they normally wouldn't get in real life.
Mm,
It's about attention. That's why they don't talk privately. Because it has a lot to do with attention. That's so,
mhm.
so true. And it's weird to seek attention off of hating on people for getting attention.
Weird
It's
flex.
weird. It's weird. It's a weird
It's
flex.
like Spider-Man pointing at Spider-Man. Like, how are you gonna basically shit on influencers, but
Mhm.
your goal is to get likes and
Mhm.
engagement, which is the job of an influencer.
Mhm. Mhm. Exactly.
So which
Exactly.
Spider-Man are you?
Exactly. Because you're looking at yourself. You're looking at yourself. You pointed at yourself. Hannah said, obviously, we need to start a Patreon for people who need group chats before saying something publicly. That's a great idea for a tier.
Hold on.
Talk to these people before you do all that in your stories.
Oh my god, specific tier, and it'll be a Discord just to go
Mhm.
off in,
Yep.
and it can never be leaked. It's
No.
safe in that Discord or something. I don't know.
Mm-mm. Exactly, exactly. But yeah, it's just like you just have to be careful about the things that you say on a public platform because my thing is like you just never know like how your words could turn into, like hatred or like, mean comments and bullying towards somebody else when you just are barely thinking twice about it. You think you're just talking like and I appreciate now that I see on TikTok a lot like one creator will call out another creator for specific behavior but not necessarily want it targeted towards that creator. And they'll kind of put
Mhm.
the disclaimer that this is nothing against that in particular person, but there's just this broader thing is a problem. Like the example that I saw today was there is a creator and she made a series of videos or whatever on TikTok talking about the perks of people who were born in like the continental US, like moving to Puerto Rico for like the tax breaks and all that. Basically, the gentrification of Puerto
Yeah.
Rico is what she was pushing
Mhm.
or whatever. And this other creator stitched her video. Well, she didn't even stitch it. She just like screenshot it and she didn't even
Yeah.
put the person's name or anything. And she was like,
Unstitched.
I want it right. She was like, I want to bring attention to this issue, but I'm not trying to send hate to that one creator. But this is why people from the continental US moving to Puerto Rico is actually not great for the country and how it affects the people who are, born and raised and living in Puerto
Mhm.
Rico and the Puerto Rico, situation, how it just makes it really tough for them or pretty much or whatever. So I like how that was and that I mean obviously that's a situation that is bigger than just somebody's opinion. That's not
Yeah.
her just saying, I don't like when people move to Puerto Rico. She's
Mhm.
saying it actually causes major issues. And, that's how she feels about it. And that's how a lot of people actually feel about that as well. So I think there's a way to do things, but everything is just not worth putting on a public platform. And you really got to pick and choose what you want to publicize because if you just publicize everything, then nobody trusts you because you're always up on your soapbox about every single issue. And so nobody really knows what you care about. And then when you publicize nothing, once again, nobody knows where you stand. Nobody knows where you care about. So you have to kind of find that balance, you know?
Mm. That's why it's a job.
Period.
It takes a skill.
It does. It absolutely does. Yeah. And it's not even something that, we have perfected. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because I feel like a
it
year
comes with the
ago,
experience.
we were
Yeah.
talking about pretty much every anything and everything on our Instagram platforms. You know what I'm saying? Now we have kind of pulled way back from doing that, so we're still trying to find the sweet spot of what we want to talk about on our Instagrams versus what we want to talk about on the show.
Mhm.
And it's like I feel like what we've kind of done is like obviously we on our individual Instagram pages, we both post and talk about the things that we individually care about. And on the podcast, we talk about things that we mutually care
Mhm.
about. You know what I'm saying? I kind of feel like that's kind of and luckily me and Myra for the most part, we mostly care about the same thing, especially when it comes to
Yeah.
like basic human decency. We're always on the
Yeah.
same page about that stuff. But as far as like our interests and stuff like that, that's more of the things that we put on our individual Instagram pages. So,
Yeah, it's a balance. It takes skill just like with any job. Like you
mhm.
come in entry level, you gain that experience and kind of move up. I
Yep.
feel like social media, just because you don't quote unquote clock in or receive a paycheck from, I don't know, whoever the head of Instagram is,
Mhm.
doesn't mean that it isn't a job.
Yep. Exactly.
But yeah, it's that's such a wild phenomenon. I
Mhm.
wish we could title our podcast with memes or
Mhm.
GIFs, because I would totally do that Spider-Man pointing at Spider-Man one,
I
but it
mean,
has to be words.
we can put a GIF on the show art. I'm not
We
opposed
can't do
to this.
that,
I'm not opposed to this.
because
We'll
that's
workshop
literally
it.
what it is, and it's
Yeah.
wild. Because it and also on the flip side of that, a lot of these people that are, like, basically crapping on other influencers, if they Instagram got deleted tomorrow, they will be devastated.
Mhm.
They
Mhm.
will be devastated,
They would.
because if you don't wanna be an influencer, why is your page public?
Yeah.
Why do you have thousands of followers?
Mhm. And why do you care?
Yeah.
Why do you care about having thousands of dollars? Why do you have two-step verification on your Instagram if it doesn't matter? It's just like I feel like people think it's like cool not to care, but it's not cool to not to fake not care because you do care. On some
Mhm.
level, most of the people who are on social media who have a public page, they care a little bit, and it's okay to.
Yeah.
It's
It's yes,
okay
okay.
to. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's wild. It's
Yeah.
like the cool kids
Mhm.
trying to be cool.
Mhm.
Like you're just too cool for school or whatever, but you still go to this class
You still in the
faithfully every day.
class, and you make an A. You're acing the class that you hate and that you don't care about. So do you care? I think you do. I think you do. But yeah, guys, definitely chime in on the comments, hit up our DMs, and let us know what you think about influencers who hate influencing. Like, make it
Like
make
that's a
sense.
niche now.
Mhm.
It's just weird. Cause I
Mhm.
mean, even if you feel the way about it, just that ain't not my business. Like I don't agree
Mm-mm.
with every like Patreon tier that everybody has.
Mhm.
It
Mhm.
ain't my business. I ain't buying into it.
Exactly.
Whoever want to, more power to them.
Yep. Exactly. Exactly. Okay, so let us get into some celeb garbage. Y'all, I said it last week, I'll say it again. The celebs have been garbage and it's been so much going on the past couple of weeks. I guess the celebrities, once it's the summertime, it's hot outside, they really just start showing out and doing a whole lot. So yeah, so let's go ahead and get into it. So this past week, the 6-week saga of the Johnny Depp and the Amber Heard trial has finally come to an end.
It's been that long.
It was 6 weeks. And in trial
Wow.
time, that is a long time.
Yeah.
It is a very, very long time. And I'll kind of give you something to compare it to. Um, Well, you know what? It's kind of levels because somebody had reminded me actually the other day that the OJ Simpson trial was like a legit 9 months. It was like a 9 month long trial. So that is definitely the
Well, yeah.
exception and not the rule.
That was
Uh,
a criminal case too, though.
but here's the thing though. Nipsey Hussle, rest in peace. The person who murdered him, his trial, or allegedly murdered him, his trial is starting as well. They think that trial is only gonna take 2 weeks. So it's weird. It is very,
Yeah.
very weird. The legal system is very, very weird. You never know. But yeah, this damn trial was a whole crazy shit show
Yeah.
for six
Different
weeks.
scenarios to
Yeah,
play
and
into
different
it. So yeah.
scenarios and evidence and all that type of stuff. So yeah, so basically, what was a pretty big shocker because a lot of the legal community was basically saying that they felt like both Amber Heard and Johnny Depp were going to lose. Actually, Johnny Depp won on like all three of the points of his case, and Amber Heard won on one of the 3 points of her countersuit to him. So all in all, Amber Heard owes Johnny Depp about $8 million, which her attorney is saying that she does not have the means to pay. They're going to be appealing the verdict. And honestly, I'm just happy that it's over so we can just get out of these rich folks' business. Because yes, I was actively being in their business, but it's only because it was out there. Okay. Y'all know I love this celebrity stuff. Um, yeah, it was just I think one thing that I do want to say, something that I felt kind of weird about when the verdict came out, I felt weird about how many people were openly celebrating the fact that Johnny Depp won. Don't get me wrong. And I have even said, I believe on this podcast, that Amber Heard's story has an insane amount of holes. It seemed like she was lying a lot, and based on the verdict, it feels like the jury did not believe a word of her. But at the end of the day, nobody knows for certain what happened between them two except for them two.
Mhm.
So even with all the evidence in the world pointing to the fact that it's kind of unlikely that these things that she stated took place, I still don't believe that regardless of this jury's verdict, I still don't believe that it's 100% certainty. So that's why you just were not about to catch me like openly celebrating the fact that he won because at the end of the day, Johnny Depp still like said some really, really disgusting, horrible things to his friends about Amber Heard via text message. And she alleged that he did some pretty horrible things. And it's like, I don't ever believe that something is 100% of a lie. I mean, did she probably add a little bit to or a lot to these stories to kind of zhuzh it up, make it extra good? Who knows? Probably so. That's what it kind of seems like, but that doesn't mean that they were 100% not true. So yeah, I just feel weird
Yeah.
about the celebration of the verdict. I really, really did.
Yeah. On TikTok?
I mean, I saw it TikTok, Instagram, I saw it everywhere.
Oh,
I saw it every people who hadn't said anything about the trial this entire time, all of a sudden posting, memes and all this type of stuff. And no judgment, because to anybody who may have done that or whatever, maybe y'all just didn't think about it that way, and everybody does not think like how I do. But that's just kind of how I saw it. And even though, like I said, I feel very strongly that she probably was lying, I still just didn't feel right about openly celebrating that at all. It just didn't, you know what I'm saying? Like it just felt weird. It just felt very weird to me.
yeah. Because I didn't, well, I don't keep up either. So I
Mhm.
didn't really see too much of the celebration. But it kind of, I mean, from hearing it just kind of makes me feel like that, oh, it's one for the win for, people trying to cancel folks or,
Mhm. Mhm.
you know, I don't know. It does feel kind of weird.
Mhm.
But I mean, like you said, even the stories that I heard about the trial, it does sound like she was embellishing a little
Mhm.
bit
Mhm.
on some
To
things.
say the
But
least, yes.
yeah, but it does feel weird to like kind of celebrate that. Like they both did and said very horrible things to one another. But
Absolutely.
yeah, I'm just still kind of gagged that, there was some kind of outcome out of this. I just thought both were really just gonna lose, and it was just more so for the court of public opinion. But
Yeah, I mean, it was, and
Mhm,
but here's the thing though, because I feel like Johnny definitely won in the court of public opinion,
mhm.
but in a lot of ways, he always had won in the court of public opinion. Like people, even before they saw this whole trial and all this evidence that she was lying and all this stuff, like a lot of people who were like Johnny Depp fans were always pretty solidly team Johnny Depp, and they were gonna be team Johnny Depp no matter what the evidence showed.
Oh,
You
absolutely.
know what I'm
They
saying?
love
So,
Captain Jack, huh?
yeah, yeah, so I don't know if he had ever really lost in the court of public opinion. Amber Heard 1000% has this
Yeah,
entire time, and it's just unfortunate that it even had to get to this point. Their marriage ended officially in 2017, and here we are
yeah,
5 years later with them still duking it out in court. And even people, who had kind of heard the statements that Amber Heard's people put out in the interview that her lawyer did afterwards, were saying, "Oh wow, Johnny has a whole nother case for defamation again with his her lawyer saying this." And it's just like, I hope it I hope it just ends. I hope it just ends. It was just a really, really, really bad situation all around.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, it doesn't feel good. I
Mhm.
think, Rizzo,
Mhm.
this is kinda like you kinda said what I was trying to say.
Mm.
Like, it's just a loss for domestic abuse victims. That's kinda how it feels with
And
people,
I
like,
feel like,
celebrating it, you know?
yeah, yeah, that's the thing. It's like I feel like the celebration aspect of it for sure.
Yeah.
Because obviously, when things like that happen, you don't always have evidence. You don't always have a good reason for why you didn't get medical treatment, why you didn't go to the police, why you didn't do these type of things. You know what I'm saying? But I guess on one, I've seen the other side of the argument too, that maybe it's not a loss for domestic violence victims if you think that Johnny Depp was a domestic violence victim.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it kind of depends on how you're really looking at the situation. Dr. Ebony said, "I think it may have come from a place of always seeing women win and come out on top. I've seen a lot of men posting and celebrating like they won the 8 million." And that was the thing, because I believe that there were a lot of men posting it. I saw a lot of women posting about it too. And that definitely kind of made me a little bit uncomfortable too. Cause I'm just like, y'all, at the end of the day, we don't know what happened in their relationship. We just don't.
Mhm.
We do not know for certain. So yeah, I almost think it would have been a better outcome all around if they both would have just lost and everybody would have just walked away, you
Yeah.
know. But
Ugh. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that I think that's spot on. Like, people making it seem like it's their 8,000,000
Yep. Yep,
kinda
yep, yep.
thing.
Exactly. You didn't have a dog in this fight. You still
Yeah.
broke and they still
Mm-mm.
rich. It's fine. Um Heather said, and this is round two. They duked it out in the UK already, right? I wish this was not even televised personally. Well, technically, in the UK trial, that was Johnny Depp suing a publication who called him a wife beater because of Amber Heard's article and allegation. So that trial wasn't
Mm.
directly with Amber Heard. This is the first time they have directly gone to court against each other. So yeah, but yeah, I'm glad it's over. It was I'm not gonna lie, like it wasn't entertaining. It was very, very entertaining, but it's like it does kind of suck that our society just gets off so much on all these things that celebrities have going on in
It
their
kinda became
personal
a sport,
lives. It was a
you know?
spectacle. Yeah,
Yeah. The
exactly. It
Lakers
was.
versus the Celtics or
Yep.
something, you know?
Absolutely. It was a whole spectacle. It was. It definitely was. And this is really like the one of the biggest celebrity type of things that we've had like that in a while. I can't recall another case that was quite like that too. So,
Yeah, for sure.
but yeah. So also I want to talk about celebrity garbage. So of course the Kardashians are always going to be a topic in celebrity garbage. They just are. They are the celebrity garbage. um, I had been watching the Kardashian show, and you know what? I don't know. At first I was kind of liking it. At first I was thinking it was showing a more authentic view of them, which I still believe that it does. But now it may be showing a little bit too much, because now we are really starting to not just see the opulence of their lifestyle, but to hear about it as well and to have them talk about it in detail. Like Chloe talking about her brand new multi-million dollar house that she got built over the last few years. That's like 20,000 square feet, some insane amount of space that nobody needs. And Kim giving a tour of her brand new customized private jet with cashmere lining the walls and shit. And Kim having like a literal warehouse that houses every single piece of clothing that she has worn over the past like decade. And no lie, it literally looks like a Walmart. That's how big the space is. It's just boxes and boxes of clothes, racks and racks of stuff. And yeah, it's just I don't know. I'm and I saw a TikTok about this also, and it was kind of saying that they feel like the Kardashians' relevancy to our culture is fading because of our inability to relate to them. And it's like the culture is kind of moving away from this super, super big, like glitz and glamour of celebrity, especially now with so much going on, gas prices and rent and mortgages going up and a potential recession and all these things happening, money being really tight, salaries are not matching how much we have to pay for everything.
Mhm.
Nobody wants to see you flaunt your crazy, wealth. That's kind of the space that we're in, and I feel that. That's kind of how I'm starting to feel about it. Like I don't even like obviously, watching their show, you're gonna see that, but to hear about it is something different. You know what I'm saying? And have them talk about it with zero acknowledgement of I know this is not everybody's life. I'm not saying this to brag. I'm not trying to show off. There's no type of caveat whatsoever like that when they're doing these things.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that is true to their lifestyle. So I think that's why they don't get like this is dumb to have like cashmere private jet. Like we don't care people that are
Mhm.
watching. But in their circle, in their lifestyle, those are things that their people around them care about. So I think that is quote unquote authentic to themselves. They just aren't really relatable to us. And I think they're probably getting a bit of backlash. I mean, I always get backlash, but you know
Mhm.
what I mean? Because I think the wave of like where social media is no longer we don't want curated. That's why I think
Yeah.
TikTok does so well. It's like we like hearing regular people's story times. We like seeing regular people lives and
Yeah.
stuff that we can relate to. And everything is moving from this very curated, lavish, Instagram-ish lifestyle to this is what I ate.
More real. Yep.
I'm struggling with my weight. This is what I did in a day. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like it's more like that. And I think people like the Kardashians and these very bigger celebrities are starting to kind of feel that separation from the masses. Like obviously they're always going to have their fans or whatever and people who are diehard for them, but
Mhm.
the whole ooh and eyeing and ooh, I would love to see what Kim has in her private jet. Like I don't think the masses are really into that
They're
anymore.
not. They're absolutely not at all. We got some good comments. Rizzo said, "Did they run into a problem with this at the beginning of the pandemic too? I don't remember exactly, but wasn't there a meme about a birthday party or vacation or something?" Yes,
Yeah,
they
I remember that.
flew to some island somewhere for like Kim's birthday, and if they flew like a couple 100 people. I don't know. It was like a big birthday party that they had like out of the country when nobody was flying. It was in 2020, like at the height of the pandemic when nobody was
Yeah.
flying and stuff, and they were able to leave the country. Um, yeah, and that was a big show. And it's just, and I guess, you can say the Kardashians are really not here to be authentic, but it's like, well, not to be relatable, I should say. They're not really here to be relatable, but at the same time, like people like relatability. You know what I'm saying? People that our society is just moving into a phase where we prefer that. We prefer to see people who are dealing with the same things that we're dealing with. You know what I'm saying? Not to have this really idealized view of, oh, if you work as hard as Kim Kardashian, you could be a billionaire too. And it's just like hard work is not the only thing that put Kim Kardashian in the position that she's in. And I'm definitely not
Right.
saying that she has not worked hard, but hard work is not the only way the only thing that you need to get there. It takes a lot more than that. There are tons of people who work super, super hard and they're never going to have the money that Kim Kardashian has. Does that mean that she works harder? No. It just means that she got enough luck and opportunity in her life to be able to get her to that place. It's not just hard work, you
Yeah.
know?
Knowing the right people, being born into, these
Circumstances. Yep.
circumstances, all that plays a role in it too. And like you
Mhm.
said, it's not discounting it. I'm sure she works hard,
Mhm. Yep.
but that's just not the only way. It's not linear.
Mm-mm. It's not.
So,
It's not. Lisa said, "Look, I'm not here to get mad at people who don't pay my bills, but I agree with you 1,000%. Gas is $5 plus. Milk is almost $4 a gallon. Rents are skyrocketing. Like I'm good. I don't need to see it." Lisa said,
yeah.
"They need to take it to the group chat."
They do.
Me too.
They do. Yeah. That's why I'm
Yep.
like I feel like they're so used to flaunting this because that's what they basically been doing their whole career. And
Mhm.
now we're at this point where a lot of people don't want this curated stuff. We don't want to see this lavish stuff. Like we're struggling.
Yeah.
We're still in a pandemic.
Right.
So, we're in this wave where we don't really want to see that, and I don't think it clicked with them
No,
because
it's
their
not
word
clicking.
hasn't changed.
No, it has not.
Mhm.
It definitely has not at all. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I'm still gonna watch the show because they on the next episode they're gonna finally be talking about Tristan's baby that he had on Chloe. Apparently him and Chloe, Chloe has really kind of been keeping the public out of their relationship since all the cheating and stuff like that has happened. So we didn't really know what their relationship status was, but before this baby news came out, he was moving into the house that she just built with her and her daughter. So they were very much together.
Man.
And so y'all know I gotta see the fallout from that. I'm just saying. I got to see the fallout from that.
Ugh, that whore.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, Tristan
The
is a big,
man.
big old
Not
hoe.
yeah.
Yeah.
Let me clarify.
Yep. Yep. Lisa, this is a really good analogy. Lisa said, it means she started on second base while we are all still in the dugout waiting for our turn at the plate. Yeah.
Mhm.
And I feel like people would have more respect for the Kardashians if they would acknowledge the advantages that they've had. Being born into an affluent community with an already, rich family. You know what I'm saying? Even um beauty is an advantage. You know what I'm saying? Like, even though you kind of can argue about the origins of their beauty, plastic surgery and all that, still, yet and
Yeah,
still,
yeah.
it's beauty. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
they have definitely, and also being able to capitalize off of, historically black women features without having black women skin. I'm just gonna throw that out there too. That is an advantage as well. So,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. I think they may feel like, I don't know, acknowledging it is
Mhm.
maybe downplaying the
It
hard
is.
work that they
That's
do
what
and
they
stuff
think.
like that.
That's
Yeah.
what they
But
think.
that's not it.
No.
We all have some level of privilege, like
Absolutely.
straight privilege,
Yep.
male privilege,
Yep.
white privilege. We all have some level of privilege that we
Yep.
can acknowledge that, is helping us do a little bit better in the game than other
Yep.
people.
Mhm.
And that's no fault to them. Like, you
Yep.
can't help what you were born into. It literally
Exactly.
is just luck.
But acknowledge it.
Yeah,
Acknowledge,
just
like,
acknowledge it.
cause just
Yeah.
like when, I think it was Forbes or whoever who, coined, Kylie a self-made
Oh, my
billionaire,
girl. Yeah.
everybody like, if they coulda just put billionaire, why did the self-made have to be thrown into that? Because it's
For the
just like,
clicks.
were you self-made? Like
It's
like
for the clicks.
Oprah is a self-made billionaire. Legitimately. Oprah literally came from nothing, had a horrific childhood and upbringing, and she is legitimately a self-made millionaire. Kylie being born into, having a Olympic winning, father and a mother who had came from a rich marriage and situation, and having her sisters who were famous as she was growing up, like, that's not the same. That's not the same as
Mhm.
Oprah growing up with the way she did. So
Yeah.
yeah, they
She has
just that
what, 5,
acknowledging
6 people who can invest in her?
exactly, exactly. Yep, exactly, exactly, Kristen. Like LeBron, truly. a self-made billionaire. So I feel like that's the issue. Like there just needs to be more acknowledgement on their end that they have so much privilege, so many advantages, and they did not do that just off the strength of their hard work. Like cut the shit. Cut the shit. You know?
For
So yeah,
sure.
it's just frustrating. It's just frustrating. Like Kylie is as much of a self-made billionaire as Donald Trump. Like, let's stop this. Let's cut it out.
Oh,
Like, let's
man,
cut
it's
it out.
wild. I'm
Yes.
surprised you didn't put that Monique situation on here.
Oh, with DL Hughley.
Yeah, that
We
was a
can talk
hot ass
about it real
mess.
quick. Yeah, we can talk because I know exactly what you're talking about. I don't know what to say about Monique. So if anybody doesn't know, Monique is a comedian. She has kind of
A
always
black
found
woman,
herself,
because that
yeah, in
is
some type
important
of
to the
drama
conversation.
or something over the years with people. And more recently, she got into like a super public Instagram back and forth with another comedian, another black comedian, DL Hughley, a man, and because they were both doing some type of comedy show at the same location, and it was some miscommunication, I believe, from the promoter, whoever
From the
put this
promoter, yeah.
on, that one of them was supposed to be basically the headliner, which is the person that goes on stage last or whatever. And they
Mhm.
got into this huge back and forth about it where they was posting contracts and talking crap about each other. And I just never understood why this was a conversation that was one public and two that was between them instead of both of them talking to the promoter whose fault it really was.
See, I wouldn't really consider it a back and forth, and I hate this because, black women love them
Mhm.
to infinity and infinity. But Monique did go on stage and blast DL, like, as if it was his fault.
She did. That was what
DL went
started
on
it.
and did his whole thing, did not even mention it at all,
Yeah.
and then, of course, it blew up on social media.
Yeah.
And I honestly, I feel like DL kinda just defended himself and shared his contract, which
Yep.
it in the looking at it all, it sounds like it's just a mix up with the promoter or what. Maybe they both was headline. I don't really
Yeah.
know. But I feel like
It was more of him defending himself. You're right about that.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah, because he only said the one like 10-minute thing on his show. He has like a
Mhm.
radio show or whatever. But Monique has now done like two different, maybe even three IG lives
Mhm.
that were hours long,
Mm. Oh, I didn't know
and
that. Wow.
yeah,
Look at you
yeah.
knowing your celeb garbage. I'm so
Oh,
proud of
I
you.
pick and choose, I'm sorry. But but yeah, they were hours long, and she went on about how, she did DL show, like, years ago, at this point, maybe 15 years ago.
Mhm.
They asked a question, which was very, like, a homophobic thing,
Mhm.
and she got
Yeah.
really offended by that. DL wasn't even recording with her, it was his co-host or whatever.
Mhm.
And she called him. He didn't apologize, so she was upset with that. But he was like, we'll take it down. It never aired. Never aired.
Mhm.
Nobody would have known this had happened until she said it a few days ago. So
Yeah.
that she said that was a reason. She said she knew she was gonna run into DL again and be on stage with him again, and she was gonna air him out. And that
Wow.
was the reason. It was something that was
So it wasn't even just about that situation. It was some other
mm-mm.
stuff to it also.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was, and I feel like that kind of goes back to what we were talking about earlier. It's like when everything is a big deal to you, then it's like nothing is a big deal to you. And it's like people take you less seriously because DL pointed out, and I believe correctly, that Monique, you always have a problem with everybody. First you had a problem with Oprah and he's
Tyler
the Tyler
Perry and Steve
Perry.
Harvey.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's always somebody. It's always somebody. So are
Mhm.
you the common denominator? We don't know. We don't know the inner workings of all those beefs and all that, but where there's smoke, there's fire. So
Yeah, it sucks because I'm not a huge fan of DL. I don't really care for the comedy, don't really care for
mhm.
his hot takes.
Mhm.
But I don't know, like you said, common denominator.
Mhm.
And I feel like a lot of her lives, it just seems like she was kind of weaponizing blackness and
Mhm.
black femininity.
Yeah.
And that
Yeah.
that infuriates me because it waters down kind of the movement, you know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
To be like, "Oh, I should be able to say this because I'm a black woman." Like, no, you can get called out too and be wrong too.
Yep.
Like a lot of the stuff that she was saying about DL on that stage was very homophobic.
It was. It was.
And
Mhm.
she should be getting called out for it too. Like, we shouldn't give
Mhm.
her a pass because she's a black woman.
100%. Yep. 100%. Yep. And Kristen brought up a good point too. She said, "Isn't DL allowed to grow and change?" Absolutely. Everybody is. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And it's like, I just hate where if you have a problem with somebody from something else, you're trying to conflate that whatever with whatever issue you got
Mhm.
going on now to get everybody on your side. I think that that's a very, very bad look. Like, be clear
For
about what
sure,
you're really
yeah.
mad at, you know? Yeah. And
Because what she
also,
mad
go
at is
ahead.
clearly petty. Because
Petty,
it's been 15 years.
petty.
Let it go, girl.
Petty. Yep, exactly, exactly. And one last piece of celeb garbage that I actually just saw on the Shade Room. I didn't put it on the notes. There is a rumor that Michael B. Jordan and Lori Harvey have broken up.
Ooh.
I know.
Have they ever talked?
What you
Like
mean?
do they do interviews together? Like, I
I've
never seen them talk.
I've never seen an interview of them together. The most I've ever
Yeah.
seen was, I believe it was her birthday party. And there was like somebody, put up like a Instagram, like video on Instagram of him making like a little speech at her birthday party, talking about how much he loved her or something like that. But I've never seen them talk together at the same time. So yeah. But yeah, guys, I will keep y'all posted. I will be hitting up my boo, Michael B, and I will try to get the inside scoop directly from
This
him about
TikTok
his
of
relationship
the
status.
guys coming in, Lori Harvey's DM. It's
The boys love
hilarious.
Lori Harvey, and I don't blame them. If y'all don't know who Lori Harvey is, definitely look her up. She's Steve Harvey's daughter, and she's absolutely stunning.
She's gorgeous.
And I have been absolutely heartbroken over this relationship between her and Michael Bay, for the past year and a half. So yeah, 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 yeah. But yeah, one last thing we'll touch on before we cut out of here is there have been things floating around that says that Uncle Joe is gonna cancel 10K I guess per borrower in student loan debt. Uncle Joe, we will absolutely take it, but that is absolutely not enough. Period. We'll take it, but that's not
Uh,
enough, and that's not gonna do what you think it's gonna do. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not gonna hit the same way that, say, 50K a borrower would hit. That would hit. So I'm just
yeah,
saying.
nice to shave off a little bit, but yeah. Yeah, it's a struggle. I was telling
Mhm.
Meg, I feel like like our generation kinda got screwed over.
We did.
Like, I feel like we got sold the dream because before us, like, yeah, y'all could literally go to college, get a good job,
Mhm.
retire, and be good. But
Mhm.
when it came to us, we went to college and got stuck with so much
We
debt. We
did.
came out of college, couldn't find a job,
Yep.
recession hit, couldn't
Mhm.
get a house, couldn't get no type of equity. Like, we just got stuck.
Yep.
We got played. We got played big time.
I think so as well, because at least now, like, this next generation going into college, they are able to they know more. They're going into it
Mhm.
knowing more about what accumulating this debt can mean for them.
Yeah.
Whereas we really didn't. You know what I'm
'Cause
saying?
it
And it's wild to
didn't
me
exist.
that at 18 with absolutely no income, ain't nobody giving you money for a house, ain't nobody giving you money for a car, but they will give you these thousands of dollars for education with
Mhm.
really no even stipulations. Like, when you my thing is, like, say, like, with the whole refund check thing, what we all got refunds checks back in the day. You didn't have to spend that on your rent or on your living situation, on your food. Like, you could have spent that on whatever you wanted to spend it on. There was really no parameters for not borrowing more than what you absolutely needed for real. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like something that Joe could do if he's just really stuck on this 10K number, which Rizzo asked where this 10K number came from. The 10K number is just because that's the number that he gave when he was running for president. And that's the number. At the very least, I feel like he is tied to the minimum of that number because that's what he said on the campaign trail. I truly think that that's where that number came from. But what he could also do is eliminate the interest. That would be huge as well. Like, if you're only going to forgive 10K of it, totally eliminating the interest would do so much, because the interest is the reason why people who've been paying for 15 years still owe more than what they even borrowed in the first damn place. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
So
I'm sure he could push it. I'm wondering as far as the 10K as well, is that something that he thinks he can get done? Because I mean, it's not a dictatorship. You do got to go through these channels. So I'm wondering if that's like a
see,
middle ground that, you know,
I
the
think he's
GOP will apply to.
well, I mean, he's trying to do it via executive order, which is something that he could do totally on his own without Congress or whatever. But like Rizzo said, it is basically a meaningless number because my thing is, if you can cancel 10K, why can't you cancel 50? Like, there, what? Do the rules of executive order specifically say you can only cancel this amount of debt? Like, no. You know what I'm saying? So it's weird, and it's definitely Kristen. Yeah, it's not a research based number. Maybe it is just the most he thinks that he can do without really, really pissing off, the Republicans who don't want any student loan debt to be
Hmm.
canceled whatsoever. So yeah, I don't know. I
Yeah.
really, really don't know. But like I said, I think if he is just really tied to this 10K number, I think eliminating the interest would be huge. And I think that people would really feel like we have a real shot of being able to pay this off and not just paying so much more than what we even borrowed in the first place. Like it's fucked up to do that for education. Education that a lot of us are not even using. We got these
Yeah.
degrees, and some people didn't even get degrees, and they still got the debt.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I mean, that's why mine's is so high up. Cause I mean, I
Mhm,
got my bachelor's, but tried to go back to get the master's and realized like it's not worth it. Like if I have a master's, I'm still getting paid the same amount of money as a
mhm.
bachelor's. Like it
A lot of
it used to
times.
be like that. It used to
Mhm,
be like that. More education, more money. But now
mhm.
that's just not the case anymore. And
Yeah,
it sucks because we kind of got sold the dream and end up falling to that realm that it not been that case, but it is good for the people coming up under us that now have options, that now know you don't need to take out
mhm,
every single dime,
mhm,
if you do choose to
mhm.
go to school. And,
Yep,
there's so many other ways now with like even social media,
yeah,
speaking of influencers,
yep.
to make some kind of income without having to go into higher ed.
Yep, yep,
So,
exactly, exactly. And
yeah,
if I if
grateful
I
for
could
that.
go if I could go back in time, knowing what I know now, I would 100% do it so differently. And I would still, get my education, but I would make sure that I got it in the most affordable
Mhm.
way possible. And I have seen a lot of people say this, well, if he cancels this debt, what's gonna stop it from accumulating again? Cancel the debt and then do things to stop it from accumulating again. Like we're not saying just let another generation of kids deal with this also. Like, no, we do need to do things, make college more affordable like it was for our parents and stuff, to stop this from happening. Cause it's just, yeah, we totally got screwed. We totally got screwed. And Rizzo, you are not alone. This is a touchy subject for all of us. Because even
Seriously.
if you don't have it, you have somebody in your life who do, a friend, a
Mhm.
family member, and you might have paid yours off, but you can still relate to the struggle and how hard it was to do. So
Yeah, I don't get
yeah,
people that are like, "Oh, well, I paid mines off, so you gotta pay it off." Like, no, let's
that
not
is
do that.
so
That's like
selfish.
I'm like kind of bitter that I got sold this dream and now I'm stuck
Mhm.
with the debt, but I'm also not turning to the generation under me like, "Oh, you do the same thing and fuck up your life." Like,
Yep.
no. No, I'm so grateful that they have different options and they have this education and
Yep.
know that, it's not linear. You don't have to go
Yep.
to college to be successful.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's so weird.
Yep. Karina said, I work for a program that encourages going to a community college first before coming to university, and we still give them the university resource. If I could go back in time, that's exactly what I would do because a
Mhm.
lot of times you're able to, once you complete your associate's degree, to get a legit full ride to whatever community college you want. I just really had no knowledge of that back in the day. And then even coming from our parents, like no shade to them, it was a big push to go to a 4-year
Mhm.
university. A lot of us are first or second generation college graduates. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like it was a big deal. College was what you did. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
It was just the
Not to
path.
mention being 18 and just wanting to hang out with your friends unsupervised.
Mhm. Yeah.
It is kids we talking about, y'all giving
Yeah.
thousands of
We wanted
dollars
that
to.
freedom. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is so
Yeah,
true.
we
That is
need
so
some more
true.
restrictions.
Yeah, Dr. Ebony said college should be affordable and junior college should be free. I'm 100% on board with that.
Yeah.
And truly affordable the way it was for our parents. Like Elizabeth Warren talks about all the time how she paid, like she still has a receipt from like one semester of college and it was like $250. Something insanely small.
For the whole semester.
And it's like the cost of education has gone up so much, but the salaries have not gone up in conjunction with that. But inflation and milk and all these things have continued to go up, and the salaries have barely gone up. You know what I'm saying? The minimum wage has barely gone up. So, yeah, I just more has to be done. There's so much money in this world that so many of us shouldn't have to struggle the way that we do. And I feel like that's why we resent the Kardashians. It's not their damn fault that everything is so expensive and we broke and they not, but we still
Yeah.
mad about it.
For sure.
Yep.
It is ridiculous. Literally, it
Mhm.
is ridiculous. It's insane.
Yep. Yep. Exactly. Exactly. Uh, so yeah, guys, we appreciate y'all being around. We can all like vent about this type
Vent,
of
yeah.
stuff. Let us know what y'all are dealing with as well. In our comments and in our DMs, we would love to hear from you guys as well. Like, how is the student loan debt, crisis affecting you and your family? And it just makes me upset to think about, like, I literally have dread thinking about August 31st or whenever coming around and them payments starting back. I
They
know
just sent
those
me an
servicers,
email too.
I was going to say those servicers cannot wait to start shooting off those emails and phone calls to remind you, because they were them so self-righteous last time talking about it is ending, you will have to pay it back. And then Joe
They
said, skirt, this is the last extension. No, it wasn't.
it was so ironic because I got like 3 phone calls like that, and then
Mm-hmm.
when Joe said, I got an email like, "Oh, it's been extended. Oh, y'all can't call now?
Oh, y'all can't call
Y'all
now.
can't call now?
Say it
It's
with your
fine."
chest.
Yeah.
Say it with your chest. Okay? Like, y'all was so ready to get that money back. Now look at you. Yeah, so yeah, something has to give. Something absolutely, especially with inflation that's going on right now. Like, come on, we need more than 10K, Joe. Like I said, if you gotta do 10K, at least forgive the interest. Something, something. Because nobody should be able to pocket and line their pockets and really profit off of this extreme burden that is put on so many of us. So many of us who are also BIPOCs as well.
Yeah, because we don't have no choice
Um,
but to take it. We don't come from no generational wealth that can pay for it.
Most of us don't. Exactly. Exactly. Yep. But yeah, guys, this has been such a great conversation. Just want to give y'all a quick reminder that we will be taking a 2-week break this month from the podcast. So there will be no episode next week and the week after for people who are listening to this. So yeah, because we just got life stuff going on.
Mm.
Myra's birthday is right around the corner. I am moving into
It's
our
6:12. I'll put my cash up. No, I don't care. Don't send me nothing. I don't care about that.
I
That's always
cannot
so weird to me
I
when people,
cannot
like,
deal with you.
show their cash app, but yeah.
I know, I love it, I love it. Yeah, and I'm moving into our, new house, so kinda kick that into gear, getting packed up and going, so, yeah, we just need a little bit of break, and more than likely moving forward, we'll probably do something similar to this every summer, just like how we do our
Mhm.
winter break and we take off the last 2 weeks of December for the holidays and Christmas and all that, we'll probably do something similar in the summertime too, just
Yeah.
so we can rejuvenate and do some life things that we need to do and really get our stuff in order. But we'll be back. We're never gone for too long.
Yeah, for sure. We will
Hmm.
let you know. And I see in the chat, Navigate, aka Sally Mae, can catch these hands. I cannot stand them.
Is that who your servicer is?
One of my private loans.
Oh, mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They really be calling me for $70 a month if I'm like 2 days late. I refuse to pay out on
Girl,
time. I don't care.
girl, you know what? And I feel like a lot of this generation we have all said over the past
Square
2 years
up.
that we were not paying these loans. I need us to put our money where our mouth is and for real don't pay in August. Like, everybody get on the same page. We not paying, period. We are
The
not paying
only
it.
thing is that stuff hitting your credit report.
Yeah.
And
So
if you know
guys,
you have things to do,
yep. Get your stuff in order. If you need to buy a house, buy it now. If you need to buy a car, buy it now. You need a new credit card, buy it now, okay? So then if you don't need to buy that stuff, your credit don't matter. That's all you need it for really. So this is not official advice.
Yeah, don't take this
So
official advice. This is
disclaimer.
yeah.
I'm
This
just
is
telling y'all
what we
what
do for
I'm gonna
our life.
do. Exactly, which is not pay this. Yep, yep,
Dr.
yep,
Ebony
yep.
June is an awesome mom.
Mhm. It is. It
Yeah,
is.
it is really an awesome mom.
Yep. But
I
yeah,
love it here.
guys, we love y'all so much. Thank y'all so much for listening and rocking with us for the past 2 years. We cannot wait to see what the next years have to come for Planners and
Mhm.
Wine. We love you guys. Yeah, we appreciate y'all. Myra, did you have anything else?
No, that's it. We already talked about birthdays. Imma
We
keep
did.
saying it.
We did. It's fine.
6/12.
Make sure y'all
Don't be
wish
late
Myra
and don't
all the birthday wishes
yeah,
on
and
June the
don't wish it
12th.
on to today. It is not today. Y'all did that last year.
Oh,
Whenever the
wow.
podcast came up, and I was like, "It's not my birthday yet.
Myra
It's
said y'all got 24
not."
hours to wish her happy birthday on the day, and that's all.
I am
Okay?
joking. I don't mind, but I appreciate the love if y'all wanna send it, but
Yes. Yes. But yeah, guys, we love y'all so much, and we will see y'all or talk to y'all in 2 weeks.
2 weeks, yeah.
Bye,
Bye,
guys.
guys.